Okay, hi, I'm Rachel and I will begin to explain my creative text, and it's about the secret of the brain. Next, please. Okay, first to start talking about what I think about the subject, I will tell what is everything I choose is about. Secret of the Brain is a test that talk about how new technologies are helping researchers to solve the mystery of biology. In this test, talk about Whedon, that is a science who has been conducting brain research for years to find out how the brain really works. He designed a technique called spray spectrum imaging, which translates the radio signal emitted by the brain. This technique does is create a map of the nerve fibers that form hundreds of thousands of pathways, which carry information from one part of the brain to another. We then was painting each pathway with a rainbow of colors so that the brain appears as a color explosion, like this image that you can see in the presentation. We then it is one this investigation is one of the most incredible advances in technology because they are creating unprecedentedly detailed representation of the brain reading, and it will make it easy to study the various components of the mind and better understand what we think, feel, and perceive. According to the science, a clear imaging showing the location of a single type of protein in a single human brain will create a hell of data that can be used to improve physical practice by relieving hidden features of disorders such as autism and depression. Next, please. On the other hand, the test discussed Jeff Leishman, that is a neuroscience who instead of making pencil and ink drawing of hand, instead neuron as a Whedon does. He and his colleagues are creating extremely detailed three-dimensional imaging of neurons, revealing every Vulcan style that ranges off from them. By delving into the fine structure of individual nerve cells, they can finally get answer to some of the most basic questions about the nature of the brain. To produce the imaging, Leishman and his colleagues load pieces of preserved mouse brain into a neuroanatomical version of a deadly slicer like this imaging show, which separate layer of tissues, each less than 1,000 the thickness of a shred of human hair. Scientists use an electron microscope to take a photograph of each cross section, then use a computer to arrange them in a stack. Slowly, a three-dimensional imaging takes shape, one that science can explore as if they were in a submarine traveling through an underwater kill forest. Next. Thanks to the advanced science can better understand how the brain works. Today, many scientists are building on that success, hoping to create human-machine interfaces that are powerful, safe, and easy. At Duke University, Michael Nichols has been experimenting with exoskeletons that attach to the body. Brain signals control each limb, and he has already success getting monkeys to control full body exoskeleton. Next. My evaluation of the year is about, now I will talk about how I write in my critics text about what I think about this topic. The human brain is the most complex bodily organ, and getting to stimulate it in getting to stimulate to help improve research and treatment of conditions such as autism and depression will improve the life of many people. Mapping without a doubt is one of the biggest breakthroughs in neuroscience. As the researcher point out in the same article, that say having access to brain mapping gives rise to a lot of hidden data that can create a connection between humans and machines safely and easily. The writer dazzled that the technique of a connection between humans and machines the writer dazzled that the technique of the science within is a exquisitely detailed sculpture of the connection of the brain, and that I could explain the function of the neurons. If it is known is that how these communicate, it will be possible to control everything concerning to the brain. So then it can be concluded that finally this study brings many advantages in advance for the humanity, and that it can improve the life of many people. Imagine that you wake up in the morning and think about eating a slice of pizza with a glass of soda or Coca-Cola. As you visualize the one piece of flour with sauce, your cell phone send a notification. Grabbing the tech, won't rather eat something heavily? I sound like fiction, but thanks to the neuroscience and all the advance of this technology, we may be living this in the next few decades. And the technology developed to understand the brain are involving everyday large file of the brain and how it works are discovered. If things continue as they are going and these mechanisms to disappear the brain continue to be developed, we will be able to visualize its process and either control, repair, or improve its functions. The next. This is the reference that I used to write my article. I use a video of YouTube on YouTube, I'm sorry, that have a really important information about this topic in the article that I found in internet. Next. This is the video that if you wanted to know about more about this topic, you can research. Is available on YouTube. Next. That is all. Thank you so much. If you have many questions about my topic.
Excellent information. I like so much. I have one question. Do you think that you know into much about how the brain works? You can have disadvantage of that?
You can repeat the question, please.
If you do you think that no more information about the functionation of the brain is a disadvantage or an advantage?
Of course, I think everything positive have something negative and vice versa. I'm sure many people will use the discoveries to do bad things. So like controlling the human being, for example. So always there will always be disadvantage. Any other question?
Yes, I have one question. First of all, I like a lot your presentation and all the information you got. My question is that, do you think that if everything is discovered about this organ, it may be possible to make replicas of robots that have brains similar or equal to ours?
I believe that everything is possible. There are many things that in the past were seen as impossible, but every day the human begin discover new things and invest in new things. So I believe that it can be possible.
Thank you, Rachel. So now it's my turn, and I will talk about human bionics. Next, please. So here's a little summary about my reading. Here in the image, it's Amanda Keats. This woman has a car accident which she lost her arm. So by this, Todd Quicken, who is a doctor created about this gadget, he made it in 2002. 4 years later, with his husband, Amanda decided to try this gadget too and see if of and see what happened if about her lost arm. By trying this gadget, it brings a lot of hope to Amanda. It brought her back a lot of happiness to her life too. And I don't know if you have any question about this object that Todd Quicken created.
No. Who she prepares to the prosthesis?
Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, who she prepares for that new life when she have
Well, I think that Amanda needed to confront their feelings and emotions about the experience, the car accident she had, and by this she decided how to rebuild his life after the amputation. I think that requirement for having this treatment is to exercise a lot to strengthen her muscles, to have some balance and have exercise like walking or running exercise that doesn't require um a lot of how you say that, a lot of effort. Any other question?
Yes, I have a question. Prosthesis.
Page,
Yes, I'm sorry. Can you listen?
yes.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, I have a question. That is, why should you use a prosthesis?
Well, after having these kinds of accidents, basically, prosthesis is a tool that helps people like Amanda in this case, is an artificial limb who it's to replace a limb or part of a lost limb and can help regain independence after amputation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maria.
thank you, Maria. It's so interesting your topic. Hello, today I will talk about Carl Zimmer's article, The Secret of the Brain. According to the author, the brain scanning was one of the early steps of neuroscience in brain mapping, which was a largest breakthrough in knowledge of shape and function of the human brain. Is unprecedented event because instead of the fact that study of the brain began long before this event, opened a new door of knowledge. In this article, the advantage of knowledge and technology that the scientists have argument about the brain. All these science, the first brain scan was before. The brain mapping. The first document about the anatomical description of the brain dates back to ancient Egypt around 1016 before Christ. The mapping of the brain has possible to obtain more details in investigation of neural networks through 3D image of the neurons. That is one of the facts that's advantage in neuroscience investigation. The brain is still an extremely difficult organ to study because of the complexity, which is why diverse science work in hand of the neuroscience to study it, as well like chemistry, to reveal and genes active in neurons, allowing to know about the different neuronal disorder, which has helped and science and doctors, as in scientific and doctors, to change the life of the people, because having a great clarity to how disorder the patient have, all of them give hope to the patient to a normal life. Now I can see neuroscience progress, brain science, which throw incredibly advantage. The neuroscience progress involves also being argument with which through machine that are connected to their motor cortex, such as a computer, that help people to perform a variety of activities, allowing them to have much fuller and complete life. Like artificial memory, manipulation dreams, transplantation of brain cells, improving a cognitive ability, recording dreams, and mid control. There are contributions to improve the understanding of the human being, that field of action, that work, learning, and improving a new way to approach issues essential to working and studies, like social relationships, empathy, and a good mental health. The brain. The brain can be defined as a magnific organ because it's not only the region of the response of their organ to development of moves or speech, but it also is in charge of our emotion or reasoning and perspective. That is why the scientists should look at careful the brain a lot more time to understand the complex function of the neural system. A lot is usual that say that the brain is must be trained and exercised like a muscle, but the brain is not a muscle. We must be clear that it's a complex monocyte, the muscle cell, but it's made of millions of neurons that. The new technology is a true working of the brain. It's a mystery of biology. A lot many science are not puzzled by anything in this case. The brain is the exception because it's so amazing. It's incredibly complex that every time new information is like a piece of a puzzle of knowledge about the human brain. And that is why need more time to really know about how is the function of the brain. Like we see in this image is a color of the things. That is an investigation of Martin Biological Image Center that revealed for the first time the specific pathways related to center cognitive function. You have any questions about the presentation?
Yes, I have. I like a lot your presentation. My question is why the brain is so important organ.
Well, I think it's a magnificent organ, and it's so important because inside reside the capacity to detect the order that the regular to the human body. That is a difficult job. We are talking about not only the moves, we are talking about the sensation and the emotions. That is why the brain is an important organ. Rach, you have a question?
I have a question too. You can hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
What do you consider to be the most outstanding advance in neuroscience and why?
I consider, well, I like more the transportation of brain cells that with that we only have advantage. We have to contribution has a solution to the brain beside, and that is a magnificent way to give a hope with the patient that serve that disorders. And that's
Thank you, Cassandra.
Thank you.
Thank you for your attention. Bye.